What's up, y'all? It's your girl ZZ, and I'm here with my good brother.
Afro Lee.
And we are back again with another episode of the For the Culture podcast. Yes. Now, you know that we are in Black History Month. We celebrating Black people, Black culture. All right? So y'all know we had to do something a little different this time. And we brought along a good special guest. Now, he was just on my channel a month ago. Okay, so I'm a little familiar. But, Afro, and to the audience, I give you Dave Anderson. How are you doing?
All right. I'm absolutely awesome. I'm so happy to be here. I don't know what to do it myself. I'm happy there's water and it's clean.
I'm glad you're here. So good to see you here, man.
Listen, happy Black History Month.
Yeah, I know you coming from Philly, so this DC weather ain't really messing with you too bad. It shouldn't be.
It's pretty much the same. Just y'all got more monuments. That's it. We got like the Constitution that y'all. You got the president. It's cold anyway. It's nice.
And you in Chicago.
Well, yeah, I mean, if it's a competition,
I'm like,
you know what I'm saying? I'm winning. I'm easily. You know what I'm saying? It's not a competition, but you know, I got off the plane, everybody's shivering. I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
Chicago.
Yeah, no, I think he got both his beat. That was Chicago win is absolutely egregious. Never again in my life. I can't do it. Now, we're going to start. I almost did. It was bad. I bought leather gloves. I'm scarred. I'm traumatized for life. I never had
I
a
went
pair
to
of leather
Chicago
gloves.
twice in my life. First time I was taping the Jenny Jones show, which used to be shot across from Jerry Springer's show. It was so cold, I did not come back. So it was like 1998 I went, and I didn't go back until 2018.
Wow.
And I was like, I'm not going to Chicago for nothing. And when the next time I went to Chicago was in the summer. And that was it. You got it, bro. I just don't understand how people just be out there gangbanging. It's too cold.
Yes, it is. It's too cold.
It's too
We
cold.
be in the house. It's real.
They find a way. Summer's get hot too. Summer's get hot too.
Oh, yeah. Summer.
Yeah, no.
But y'all got short-ass summers. So, but anyways. So yeah, Black History Month. It's a lot going on right now. Dave, you recently sent me something, a video you talking about why you don't celebrate Black History Month?
Yeah, I'll celebrate Black
Yeah,
History
let me just elaborate for the audience right quick. Why don't you celebrate Black History Month?
Because Black History Month was supposed to be a stopgap. It wasn't supposed to be that. And when you start looking at what our history actually is, there's American history. Our blood is all over this country. And, you know, no disrespect to anybody else's culture, but who did more than we did? So you're going to confine me to the shortest month of the year and tell me to celebrate 5 people? Okay, let's just run them down. We got Martin Luther King. We got Rosa Parks. We got, if you fancy, you might have Frederick Douglass, little Harriet Tubman, and, you know, Charles Drew if you go to a Montessori school. No, I'm good. I'm good, because my whole thing is it's not anybody else's job outside of my culture to teach me or my children about who I am, because they don't do it for the Koreans. They don't do it for the Chinese. They don't do it for the Jews. And why are we waiting for people, specifically when it comes to the education of Black history? Why are you waiting for people who don't respect you to teach you about who you are? That is absolute insanity to me. So yeah, no, I don't celebrate Black History Month. I am Black history.
That's an interesting perspective. And you know what? I see where you're coming from.
Mhm.
I do see where you're coming from.
Sure.
I've always viewed Black History Month as not a moment to teach Black history, but more like a highlight of Black history.
Right.
And to me, it was a more of a time for everybody to kind of like really acknowledge what is going on, and for us to have this kind of spike in consciousness around that time. And then for us to try to make Black history throughout the rest of the year, and then circle back and be like, hey, this is the Black history we made in 2025. And then we talk about it in 2026. I feel like it's a part of tradition, and it is a part of culture. And when it comes to foundational Black Americans, culture and tradition is something that people consistently try to strip away from us, whether that's a holiday, whether that's a month to acknowledge history, whether that's building the country, even whether that's anything and everything. Is like cultural things, even if the origin never meant for it to be this way. I feel like it culturally developed into a thing where people are celebrating now.
I'm with you. I'm not mad at that. My thing with that is quite clearly in the hierarchy of foundational Black American needs, celebrating and commemorating a month when the majority of our children are not reading at grade level to even understand or process what's happening, when the majority of us are sitting in designated food deserts, when the majority of us are in debilitating student loan debt, and the majority of us do not know whether we're going to shit or wind our watch. I think that a lot of times it gets weaponized to such a point that we lose focus on the things we need to be fighting about. For example, the other day, I'm minding my business and people are just up in arms for 2 seconds of a 1-minute clip that the president put up about the Obamas being monkeys. And I'm like, yeah, but you ain't saying nothing about the Biden baboon, you know? And again, why do we have time to worry about all of these other things and not take care of what we need to take care of? I'm not saying from the traditional standpoint and teaching in the home and all that, it's cool, but they tend to commercialize it just long enough to make some money. And we have other things that we do not prioritize. And to me, it should be as simple as, like, you Afro Elite. I don't think you need to walk around with an Afro Elite shirt to prove that you're Afro Elite. And that's where it gets lost because it becomes performative. And in approximately 28 days, what's going to wind up happening is we're going to start worrying about pinching somebody if they're Irish and March Madness, and neither of those things benefit foundational Black Americans either.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm with you on the cultural part of it. But by that same token, we get so caught up in the emotion that's why they gave us Juneteenth over reparations. So to me, it's a fine line. It's not right or wrong. It's love it, know your history. But to me, history, just like happiness, is an inside job.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
And I feel where you're coming from. I feel like it shouldn't be a distraction.
Right.
But I think that's the way we form it. I think we can take it now and we can form it rather as a distraction or something to pacify us, as maybe even a motivational point in the month where acknowledging where you've been, where you come from, the hardships of our ancestors, highlighting the accomplishments. Because honestly, there's a lot of, the system of white supremacy is a beast, right?
Yes, sir.
I mean, and it constantly beats you down and beats you down. And it is natural for people to have a low sense of morale sometimes. It's natural sometimes. I'm not going to lie to you. I've even thought, like, can we win? Are we stuck? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So is, I think, motivational and inspirational to pull back from the victories that we have had, you know, and to use that as a driving force and a motivating force for the fight to come, for the fight we're in, you know. I do get what you're saying, though, and because people get to living in the past almost as a way to kind of escape the present.
Right.
And I think that's what you're talking about.
Absolutely.
And we shouldn't be doing that.
No.
You know what? It's funny you said that. I seen a video of a young lady, FBA, and she was saying that we shouldn't be celebrating Black History. We should change it to Black Heritage Month. She said, I think it's only Black Americans, and it's like Filipinos or somebody. It's only one other group, though, that celebrates, that has like a specific history month. Do you think we should change it to Heritage instead? She said we should focus on legacy instead of what happened.
You know what I love? That thing. Did you see the thing on ABC where the dude was talking about foundational Black Americans was celebrating Black History Month? I was like, listen, as long as we did it.
Not for real.
You know, your leader, Tariq Nasheed, he did pimp books. And it's also, let me tell you something. We're winning. Delineation is working. You gotta, to me, it's the silver linings in the thing.
Really
I'm not even, listen, I think, but you know, I think honestly it needs to be called FBA Heritage Month, but that's me personally. And I can hear all the tethers. What about us? What about you? What about this ain't your thing? Like, just sit back. We let you cosplay enough. You know, we see that you drop your accent, but no, I do think that heritage is as important as history because, again, we love talking about our achievements and our inventions, and those things are important. But I want to talk about and want to drive the conversation towards ownership. Because every time we talk about what we invent, especially, you know, in retrospect, a lot of those inventions got co-opted, got taken advantage of, got monetized. And we sit up here talking about peanut butter. Who's the Black-owned peanut butter company?
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. I grew up with Jif because my mom was a choosy mom. It's what it is. So, like, I just want us to start focusing more on what we can control, especially in a 2026 type of lifestyle. But yeah, I think all points are valid, but just, you know.
Yeah, Philip. Either way, we're gonna do this. I think studying Black history, revolutionaries, culture. Period. We ought to study that regardless, and it should be passed. The knowledge should be passed on, whether it's in a month, a week, a day, or a year. Okay. But even with that, now while this is going on as Black History Month, unfortunately, okay, there also has been a lot of disrespect towards foundational Black Americans. Okay. I don't know if you probably ain't watched the Grammys. We don't watch them. You didn't watch them.
I actually did watch.
You did watch the Grammys. Oh, okay. Okay. So you probably know
that makes this a lot easier.
Oh no,
yeah,
no. Everybody know a little more about it than us did. We did.
You know, I grew up in the music industry.
Oh, okay, yeah. We'll talk about that. Yeah, okay. So you okay. Well, yeah, the Grammys. I'm gonna say, well, a lot of foundational Black Americans on grassroots have kind of tapped out of mainstream award shows within the last few years.
Right.
So the Grammys is not really something that we was looking forward to, other than our favorite artists getting certain awards.
Okay.
But yeah, interestingly enough, there was a lot of celebrities and even influencers that were highlighted, and all of them had something to say about ICE or Trump. All of them had something to say about illegals. Even Keith Lee was on there, and they asked him a question about music or like restaurant recommendations. So he got up there and listed recommendations, and it just randomly said F ICE at the end. So it was very heavy, the propaganda. Very heavy. The anti-ICE, anti-Trump propaganda within the award ceremony. But moreover, you had people like Shabuzi who got up on stage. Shabuzi got up on stage.
That's how you move. I'm ready for this one.
I'm itching for this. This the question I was hoping was going to get asked. I didn't think it was going to happen in the first 10 minutes, but we're here. Please set it up. I promise you. I know where my camera is.
Shabuzi is a Nigerian American country music artist. All right. Now he won an award for best country duo, I believe, with like Jelly Roll, some other country artists. Now when he got up there on his for his acceptance speech, he says, "Thank you to my immigrant parents. They shout out to all the illegals and." Oh, immigrants actually built this country, literally. I mean, he said it double down. He was like, we literally built this country. So, I mean, hey. And so, yeah, there was a lot of pushback against that from foundational Black Americans, rightfully so, because we know damn well they ain't built this country. We did. Y'all wouldn't even be here if this country wasn't already built, and we gave y'all okay, so. But what also makes that more disrespectful is the fact that he got up there on this was like the first or second day of Black History Month. You're in a category that is a foundational Black American category that we already are underrepresented in already.
Right.
You're saying this as a Nigerian American man who has came up off our culture, and now when you get to the highest point, you accredit your talents or your hard work back to your homeland, and you accredit the hard work of the people in this country to immigrants. So that's just highly disrespectful. You've already came up off our culture and you're already cosplaying us. You got on our Good Sister Beyonce album, and then you get up here and not even give us the slightest bit of shout out. How you feel about that?
Wow, there's so much to unpack here. I'm going to try and not take up the entire time on Shabuzi's ass, but I will say this. The first thing is this man is a Nigerian scammer. Let's just call him what he is. He took Jaquan's song and made it palatable for everybody on Music Row. And I lived in Nashville, so I know how they get down. And the fact that he's even able to have a hit song in Nashville is utterly amazing. I know Jelly Roll personally, knew him personally since 2003. We actually had a record called You Got Me Effed Up that probably will never see the light of day. Jelly Roll is a hell of a rapper. Don't let this country singing stuff fool you. Bars for days. He ain't I'm other than his wife, I've never known him to hang out with white people. Not saying he gets a hood pass. I'm just saying that Jelly Roll is more authentic than Shabuzi.
Wow.
So that's where Shabuzi ranks in my estimation. Now, having said all of that, you have to understand that this immigrants built the country type of situation has been going on since John Leguizamo's cosplaying Colombian behind was telling people that Hispanics built this country. That's their whole thing. They just want to keep them doing that. I mean, that's like when Jefferson Airplane says we built the city on rock and roll. It's a cool little line that does not make it reality. The problem with this Nigerian scammer is that he's being paid just like D.L. Hughley and Ricky Smiley and Steve Harvey and go to my iPad, Roly Poly. Still waiting on that Roly Poly push-up challenge anytime, bro. Like, I'll spot you 5. Like, just one push-up. Anyway, Shabuzi is doing what his masters told him to do, which is focus on ICE. But listen, as a foundational Black American, this is nothing to do with us. Get him out of here. I want them all gone. And if you're mad at Tom Homan and you're mad at ICE, you wasn't mad when Obama was getting them out and said, well, he wasn't doing it in the middle of the night. I saw the CNN clip when it happened, and it was 2:00 in the morning, and they was raiding people's houses. You want to know why? You ain't supposed to be here. And if you have such a heart for the illegals, how come ain't none of them illegals at Shabuzi's house? Why ain't he putting them up? Why doesn't he, with all the money he made, start giving them a way to pay for a path to citizenship? He got enough money to help them expedite their visas, but he's not. You got all these people loving to take credit for what we do because we have allowed it to go unchecked for years. And that's why they feel so comfortable. The other part of that is they feel very comfortable because no one has touched their gums. Where I'm from, I talk real greasy because I can. I don't work for anybody. I work for me. And I'm prepared to stand on whatever I said, whenever I said it. And if anybody has a problem with it, then we can, as Reverend Calvin Broadus famously said one time, we can handle it like some gentlemen or we can get into some gangster shit. But Shabuzi in and of himself is one of these people that is doing exactly what he is supposed to do. Maintain the status quo, because my issue with us as foundational Black Americans is there's too many of us allowing too many things to just go unquestioned. So if you're keeping score, just over the past few years, we're fighting against ICE, fighting for illegals. Then we were fighting Gaza, the whole Palestine, Israel thing that absolutely has nothing. I mean, just how many foundational Black Americans are over? Okay, none. Okay, cool. So
how do they treat us?
That part. Then what was it? Ukraine. We all had to have our Ukraine flags.
Yep.
And then what was the one right before that one? What was the cause? I can't even remember. I am so caused out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
so
true.
we gotta start putting ourselves first and let the trash take itself out. If you happen to be illegal and you're in my neighborhood, I'm calling ICE. If I had the time or the resources, I'd go out there and tell them to give me a badge so I can get me that 50,000. Like, get them out of my country.
50,000.
Get them out of my country.
That's real.
Period. I want the illegals out of my country. Well, you don't understand this. No, yes, I do, because it takes years to come and be an American citizen. Like, there's so many ways you could do it where I would respect you. I would rather you be a Ukrainian or a Nigerian or a Ghanaian thought pocket and get your ass on 90 Day Fiance. I mean, if you want to get here and shortcut the situation,
that's true.
But just to come over here and step over the people who actually decided to assimilate and migrate into this country, and let's not forget the 13th, 14th, 15th Amendment and the Immigration and Naturalization Act all came from foundational Black Americans. And do we get a thank you? No, we get told we lazy. So,
we get told we ain't do it damn.
Yeah, we didn't do nothing. We was just here. I mean, they did it because even then the white people had to whip you, and that's why y'all started building something. Because if that's the case, why aren't you building nothing now? Well, apparently we keep building things. You keep taking them and acting like they're brand new, just like Shabuzi did with that damn song. And where's Jaquan? When the last time you seen him? I ain't seen Jaquan in 21 years.
Yeah.
I hope he getting his check for that Tipsy record. That's all
I
I'm
hope
saying.
so too. That's a good question.
Again, you don't know. I ain't heard Jermaine Dupri talk about what happened. He produced that record, but yeah, Shabuzi is maintaining what Massa wants him to maintain.
Yeah, he didn't say anything that was too. I'm not going to say that. He hasn't said anything that hasn't been said before. Because AOC, Mandami, a lot of the people on the left have said similar things. I mean, AOC is one as far as said that the people at the borders needed reparations. Okay, so AOC is just far gone.
But again, we're in a country where we're listening to bartenders who were twerking on rooftops a few years ago before they got into politics. But okay, you were telling me something about AOC. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I blacked out.
Although he didn't say anything.
He ain't lying, though. He ain't lying.
Why is it when I say the bad thing, y'all get mad, but when you fact check me, I'm boys man, and you know that I'm right. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
I was about to say, Afro, you seen his apology.
Yes.
What'd you think of his apology?
First off, an apology requires, to apologize.
It's alleged apology.
So, if you mean his statement afterwards,
right.
Both of them,
I think so.
His statement.
He doubled down because he didn't. He didn't include his statement. He didn't take his statement back.
He didn't.
His statement was the issue, not the lack of inclusion. It's his statement originally that immigrants built the country. The reason why that's such an issue is because that strips away the credibility and it strips away the valor of our ancestors who actually did it.
Right.
Well, a lot of times, you know, we going through a reparations movement, right? And they'd be all like, well, I mean, you know, you had Irish they built the country too, and they're not complaining. The Japanese built the country. They're not complaining. Nobody's asking for reparations but you guys. So, and they didn't. And every single time we try to get credit for something that we did, someone else comes up and say, well, you really didn't do it like that, though. It was really him who did it or y'all shared it. So that's an issue when it comes to sharing credit for things people didn't do, okay? Because it takes away from what our ancestors did.
Exactly.
In his statement, where he's all like, you know what, me winning this award is Black history, you know, and as a Black man, I just feel like, boo up to bam, right? And this is an issue that I'm talking about when it comes to this universal lineage that they get to tap into. It's like a house with a door just wide open, no door. And they get to come in and then they get to eat the food and then leave when they want to. Because I've seen several interviews where he's like, I'm a Nigerian. He got up there, he didn't even say Black immigrants. He didn't even say immigrants.
That's real. He
just said immigrants. Point blank period.
Want to cover
And
everybody.
now I'm a Black man. And see, this is the problem. Going back to the whole Black History Month and who that is for. That's for foundational Black Americans.
Well,
because people get to come in and because they don't have the ancestral credibility and reverence that we have, they get to kind of eat off of our plate. So when you talk about Black history being accomplished, you get to eat off of our plate because in America, Black history being accomplished, being the first Black man to do something or the first Black woman to accomplish something, that's a feat. It doesn't matter in Nigeria. Okay, only in America do these things have weight and reverence, and you're able to come here and cosplay your way up to the top, and then take that credibility. So that's, to be honest, not only did he not apologize, he doubled down with the cosplaying, and it really just highlighted how much delineation is necessary, how much delineation is needed.
Now listen, everything he said, I completely co-sign, literally, because that's bad. But yeah, they you know what we need to do? AOC just gave me an idea. Remember she wore that tacky ass dress? Well, I mean, most of the stuff she wears is tacky. She thinks she's fine. She ain't. She had that thing that said tax the rich. I'm starting a brand new movement right now. I'm on a villain in this show. It's called Tax the Tethers. Every time they act like they want to us, we got to tax them.
I'm with that.
You know what I'm saying? If thugs and gangsters is making rappers check in, I feel like we should tax the tethers. Like, oh, you rapping? Yeah. No. Oh, you frying chicken? Nah, dog. Hey, dog. You sit up here saying, as a Black person, I run it. Have you paid your tether tax?
Exclusive, y'all. For the culture exclusive, Dave Anderson started a new movement.
Hashtag trending right now. Hashtag tax the tethers. I'm telling you, it's going down. It's the wave of the future. Every time they pull up on them and tax them, that's it. Tax the tethers. Why are they so comfortable moving around? Because we have made it too comfortable.
And that's a fact. But I'm glad you said that because seriously, what is the plan of action for FBAs when these non-FBAs or these tethers specifically attach themselves to our lineage or to our culture and then turn around and flip on us? Because Shabuzi is one. But Nicki Minaj been running around acting like she FBA for about 10, 15 years now since I was in middle school, elementary. So this woman has came up completely off of FBA culture and FBA artists like Gucci Mane, Lil Wayne. Okay, so we know that she was lit. The only reason she's on right now is because of Black Americans. Point blank period.
No debating that.
Come on. For her to turn around and... Because some people do support... I'm not in support of either party. You know, we know it's two sides of the same white supremacist coin.
Yes.
So I'm not in support of either, and I'm not very fond of any celebrity advocating for either side because neither one is offering tangibles.
Facts.
So when we see Beyonce up on stage with Kamala, I'm like, just Kelly Rowland, Megan Thee Stallion, okay. But then you turn around, you got Waka Flocka and Trump's inaugural ball. You got Snoop over there. You got, you know what I'm saying? So they're on both sides. Certainly. The thing is, where she went too far is she started bootlicking. She started ass kissing. She started shucking and jiving. she started talking about, she got into her Marilyn Monroe bag of like, oh, thank you, Mr. President. That's what it was giving, that energy. Yeah. Very Bedwitch-like.
Oh, no.
Come on. Ooh. So it's like for you to get up here to do all this and not even be doing this really for the sake of the betterment of Black America, to bring tangible stuff. You're doing it to get a gold card, which she got. So mission accomplished. Yeah. It's very selfish and very off code, especially for somebody in her predicament, a tether in her predicament who has came up so much off our culture. What do we do for people like that?
Well, a few things. Number one, I expect tethers to tether. Like, I do not expect her to be loyal to something that she does not fully understand. She understands how to market to foundational Black Americans as a tether, but she is not a foundational Black American herself. I'm not going to hold Nicki Minaj to the standards I hold you to, because that would be ridiculous.
That's true.
You know, why are you she's doing exactly what she needs to do. The other part of that is, right? My issue is that we had a candidate, right, who, and when I say we, I'm talking about the American voting populace. I'm not endorsing anybody, especially that broad. But we had a candidate who took $1.025 billion and lost it all because she gave some to Megan Thee Stallion. She made sure that Lizzo had a private jet. People stood outside in Houston in the rain for 16 hours thinking that Beyonce, I mean, if Megan's twerking, Beyonce going to put on a whole pyrotechnic show. We're going to have our daggone tinfoil cowboy hats and we're going to put the stirrups on and She came out there for 4 minutes. And bounced. And I don't know how Kelly Rowland got in my closet and found that suit I was wearing when I was 500 pounds. But I was like, first of all, if you're going to bring Kelly the Body Rowland out, what you're not going to do is put her in front
that big ass suit.
She looked like she went right to Gotham and stole it out the Penguins closet. I was like, what is this?
Ridiculous.
And then,
it was.
And then, and keep in mind, I am a huge Megan Thee Stallion fan. I am. And yeah, twerking in that blue pantsuit, egregious, if you don't mind. But no, for me, Black people have completely lost their brains. First of all, we are dumb, respectfully. Foundational Black Americans are dumb politically. Let's call it what it is.
Put the politically in there.
I was getting there. You got to hit them with it because they're going to clip it and then say, see, he's an asshole.
It's going to go viral.
She does not see, for marketing people, you have to, I got to say the bad thing and then hit you with the facts because y'all going to get stuck on the bad thing and that's when you start getting your thumbs on. Anyway, we are dumb politically. Even the gays have people on both sides of the aisle. Look at Bruce. I'm sorry, Caitlyn Jenner. Forgive me. Caitlyn, right? That's right.
Caitlyn.
Bruce, right?
Caitlyn.
Bruce Jenner.
I don't know if they changed back or...
I don't...
I think they did change back. He did.
Bruce changed back?
He transitioned back.
Okay.
Did he fully go? Okay.
No, listen, that's too much. This is not the pause show. Pause. But my whole thing is...
Like, hey, do y'all still have it in the refrigerator?
I can just detach it now when I'm eating my Wheaties. But no, the thing of it is everybody else has power on both sides of the aisle. To not do that is completely disingenuous because we don't make anybody work for our votes. Yeah. That is a problem. We voted 90% one way and we wonder why we're still stuck. They don't ever do anything for us. That doesn't mean that I think Republicans are going to do anything for us, but here's two things I know, right? When it comes to the Donald, God knows sometimes when when it comes to the Donald, there's two things that stand out to me as far as a president goes. The first is he is the only president, including Barack Obama, I have ever heard say that foundational Black Americans built this country.
True. Yeah.
He's the only one. He said, and they don't get credit for it. Mm-hmm. You're just now starting to get the credit. I'm not saying you did it, base, but you did a whole hell of a lot of it. And he's not wrong. I'm just not doing it. But
that's opposing to Obama saying immigrants built it. And everybody else saying immigrants built it.
But again, you expect a tether to operate like a foundational Black American just because he married one, just because he slept with one. I know plenty of tethers that would want to, shut up, Dave, I want to be respectful. But there's plenty of tethers out here that want to smash a bad FBA woman every time they turn around. That does not mean that
Frank
they are
Zano
on our side. Huh?
Frank Zano, he said that.
Listen, you have no culture. They have no culture. That's all I'm saying. I don't think I have culture. That ain't what you said.
That what that nigga
such low self-esteem. No wonder he was able to keep employment.
Listen, it's amazing. Whatever you say, boss. But
No paycheck this week. It's okay.
I do not need the paycheck. The joy of being able to serve the white people is definitely pay enough. Like I came over here with $127,000 to go to college, and I had plenty of money afterwards. So I'm good. It's fine. It's what I do. I take some of the Negroes out of the country. Anyway, when it comes to this, we mad at Waka Flocka, but we not mad at D.L. Hughley, who can barely string together a sentence. We're not mad at Ricky Smiley, who said, "Hey, y'all need to go watch Joy Reid videos because y'all can learn a lot. How to lose, how to have bad ratings, how to have a Donald Trump wig on for the majority of your career, how to sit up here and tell black people that we're so oppressed, but yet and still you're all filthy, dirty, Theo Huxtable, Mongo rich." And we keep listening to them because they keep getting paid or get promotional considerations or political considerations. And we have not figured out that the fix is in. And the Democrats, it's like, if I am out here, right, and I have a roster, right, and I ain't got to take none of them anywhere, and I'm still getting all the goodies and benefits, what is the incentive for me to do anything? That is what I mean when I say we're politically dumb. The other part of us being politically dumb is we love talking about, well, it's unfair because Kamala could have been the first black female president. We could have broken the glass ceiling, this, that, and third. First of all, any foundational black American who says that and was able to vote and was gainfully employed during the 2020 election needs to have several seats. Because the reason Kamala dropped out before Iowa was because she couldn't get any donors. So where was all the ski-wee and perm? Where were all the pearls and chucks? Where were all of these black women who said that they really wanted to see a sister? Because somehow y'all just did not cut the check for the broad. And when anybody asks what her platform is or was, well, it's an opportunity economy where we can be and be unburdened by what has been. And we're worrying about Nicki Minaj. Oh, isn't Kamala a tether too? Pass the tethers. Trending right now. So I'm not really concerned with Nicki Minaj getting something for her endorsement or her vote because and y'all didn't cancel Beyonce, you ain't cancel Lizzo, you ain't cancel Fat Joe who swears Puerto Ricans build hip hop. You got all of these people who y'all need to hold to account, but because they vote the way that you think they should, you say nothing. And now Nicki Minaj is the biggest problem. I was in Arizona when Nicki Minaj was there. You know what was funny? Because I went for the entire event. Here's what I learned. The only problem I had, the only racism I experienced was some old white man, me and my homeboy Craig Long, right? We walking into this event because I wanted to go to see what they was about because I'm listening to absolutely everybody. That's how adults make informed decisions. You don't make an informed decision because your mama used to vote this way and her mama used to vote this way and LBJ did. No, LBJ was doing what was politically convenient. So we're walking into the venue and this old white man with a megaphone says, "Why y'all going in there? You know, when you get in there, the only thing they want from you is your big black cocks." Pause.
Damn.
And he said it just like that.
Dang.
And that's the look I had on my face after. I was like, "No, what in the pausation is going on here?" First of all,
how do you know that's on?
Damn.
I'm more than my big black cock.
Yeah, how do you know that's the only
You know what I'm
thing
saying?
they want? So,
Like,
excuse you.
Excuse you. There's a lot more to me than the slag. Okay? But I was just like, yo, like the thing of it is, any disrespect I have gotten from saying that traditionally black people align conservative, not Republican, but align conservatively in our values, has been, well, Republicans and you bootlicking and you getting it. No one has paid me to say anything. I have yet to endorse a candidate at all. I endorse policy and I put a check behind policy that affects me and mine and my foundational black American and ancestors and brothers and sisters. Other than that, I don't give a damn where it comes from. We don't do that. We got to vote for this one. What's the policy? I don't know. How would I find that out? She got a website? This is where I don't understand why it's so much about what Nikki is doing and not about the fact that this... Have you ever washed your greens in the bathtub, Afro? No. Have you ever... Listen, I don't know your family, but I know your people's from here. You ever see a grandmama put bacon in the greens? You know how much a pack of bacon costs? Yeah, have you ever heard of a
no.
You? ZZ, ever?
No.
Because black people don't do that.
And if the tether was really black, she would know that.
Yeah, she not.
But she's a tether. And then y'all canceled Morgan Freeman when he said Obama wasn't a black president. Let that sink in. If anybody was talking about foundational black Americans before any of us, it was Morgan Freeman trying to tell y'all what it was, but y'all ain't want to hear that because, again...
It's a couple black Americans whose old footage is now getting resurfaced and black people looking at it. Even Raven saying that she don't identify as African American. I'm a black American. That clip she was getting dragged for at the time, now everybody like, sister, you was on point. You was on code the whole time. So
Justice for the $400 million woman. Justice for Raven Simone.
It's shifting. Afro, what you think of Nicki? Because I feel like just because she a tether, she should get let leak. Beyonce, I'm still going to listen to. I might go to one of them. Nicki, the hell with you. What the hell?
The thing is that, and when she did, first off, when she was at that turning point event and everything like that, I'm all like, I mean, even though they say, well, Nicki's always been Christian and Nicki's always been conservative and everything like that, Nicki was up there shucking the job.
Oh yeah, no, she did. She put a little grease on it.
So I said, okay, Nicki, there's something she's trying to get out of the, out of all of this. I mean, she was like, JD, the assassin.
Yeah.
Like,
why would you say that? 2 months after Charlie got popped.
I was a little concerned. I was all like, did she just, is this a blink twice, Nicki? Is
right.
trying to tell us something? Or
hilarious.
Do you and, Erica Kirk got something with JD Vance? I don't know what JD Vance got on these women, but okay.
JD Vance is a pimp. I'm convinced.
He got all of them.
All of them.
Okay. Your husbands is not that, your wives are not that conservative. I'm trying to let y'all know.
Just let y'all know.
Yeah, I'm going to the conservative event with the vice president, okay? I'll be back tomorrow. Like,
this is not applause I'm demonstrating right now. This is what it sounds like inside the JD Vance's hotel room.
Absolutely outrageous.
Okay. He's got my vote. But it shows really the level of how they're opportunists. You know what I'm saying? And they're very self-interested.
Certainly.
Okay. The fact that she's able to fake represent black people, black women, because she was like, as black women, we shouldn't shadow our beauty or undershadow our beauty or water down our beauty to uplift a white woman's beauty or something like that. We don't want a white woman to come down. And this is why the whole, as a black woman, like you said with the tether tax, as a black woman, as a black man thing, this universal lineage that they've been able to exploit because we've allowed it.
Yes.
This universal lineage, we have to make sure we delineate and stop that, put that barrier up. But this just goes to show that how willing she is to take advantage of a situation when she needs to. Now, however, though, will it age well for her? I don't think so, because she was supposed to drop an album in March. She wound up postponing that. So I'm all like, okay, if you're going to go this far, I mean, I'm not talking about you just vote for him and put a MAGA hat on. I'm going to, you going this, and he's handsome and strong. Yeah. I'm all like, okay, Nicki, you about to get deported or something? You saw
a charge
in the list.
Are you trying to keep your husband and your brother out of jail?
Like, I don't know what's going on.
For real.
But, yeah, it just shows. And it's a representative of how they'll tap into our culture. Gucci Mane, Lil Wayne, just the black community will big them up. She'll call herself the queen of rap. And then she'll flip. Okay, she'll say anything that's adjacent to white supremacists.
Absolutely.
She'll be a vessel for them to be all like, hey, that's the black girl who, like Candace, but Candace is not in no more. That's the black tether. Candace is a tether too. That's the black tether who's using our talking point. So it's not racist. The black girl said y'all don't deserve reparations. I mean, it doesn't matter she's from Trinidad, but she's, black like you. So, you know what I'm saying? Y'all don't deserve reparations. So they use these tethers. And what she just did just showed and it highlighted to everybody how exploitative they can be and how willing they are to sell everybody out. The backstabbing culture that they come from.
So at what point do we not, and I'm with you because you're 100% right, but at what point do we not start putting our money together and buying these politicians? When is that going to happen? Because we got smoke for everything but that. We got smoke for we love talking about how our communities are trash, but we're not doing anything to, one, police them ourselves. We're not doing anything to clean them up ourselves. We let the pastor run rampant. We let the dispensaries run amok. We let the black church, which has been corrupted by the FBI, and I'm not talking about the Federal Bureau of Investigations, I'm talking about the faith-based initiatives. At what point do we start being more racist? And what I mean by that is, I'm not mad at the Jewish community for doing what the Jewish community does. I'm not mad at the Italians for having Little Italy. I am mad at foundational Black Americans for not going out of their way to put foundational Black America first.
Yeah.
And my whole thing is, I don't care who serves me the Big Mac. I just want my 2 all-beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. And that's the thing. If we start buying the politicians, because everybody else does, then they're beholden to us beyond a vote, because now the vote don't mean as much as the check. And until we do that, are we worried about sellouts, or are we not buying in to every aspect of the political process? And if not, why not?
That's a good question. That's a good question. We got to start with that. We do have to start. We need people who are willing to go there, not just run so they can get their name out there and then they can talk about, well, I'm starting a podcast, you know.
Right.
I didn't folks do that. Okay.
Yep.
Well, you know, I'm dropping out, but buy my book, you know what I'm saying, just to get their name out there. We need people, real foundational brothers and sisters who are actually willing to get in there to push legislation, who's not willing to shuck and jive, and then we can get behind them. Now, there's been some, you know, of course you have, Marcel's and all of that, who've unfortunately didn't make it there, but they've set a precedent to let it be known that you can be on code and unapologetic about your stance on reparations and other foundational Black American agendas and tangibles and things like that, legislation and things like that, and still make it far. Okay. What we do need to show, though, is that, to your point, is that we do have the financial willingness to back somebody up. Because the thing is that if they feel like, well, reparations, which is what they say, reparations, nobody's going to sponsor you if your platform's about reparations. Nobody's going to back that. You don't have donors and companies that's going to sponsor your events or anything like that. So they put it on the back burner or don't bring it up at all.
Right.
Because you're not going to get that $100 million sponsor if you say, I'm giving cash payment reparations. Hell no. So where are you going to get it's expensive to run. Where are you going to get that money? We need to show as a community how rich our loyalty is. And if you are a politician who has loyalty to the community, how you will be paid, okay? How we can help you and support you. That's what we need to be showing.
Right. And the other part of that is, a lot of times, depending on how everything is shaped up, your donations are tax deductible. So we really don't have an excuse except for our ignorance. And how can we be so knowledgeable about all these things, but not knowledgeable about the system that's supposedly holding us back when we don't take advantage of the things we could actually do to make that system bend to our will? Like, that's my main thing. Like, we know everything Nikki said, but do you know how many Black lobby organizations are on the Hill right now working on legislation? One. Guess whose it is? FSIcoalition.org. Because, I don't just promote books. I actually put my money where my mouth is. So at some point, we got to start looking at what we're not doing that we're completely capable of. When I was a slovenly, fat, 561-pound double cheeseburger eating, cheesesteak chomping, 3 chin deep individual, I just stopped putting bad stuff in my mouth and started moving my body. That was a choice. Just like happiness is a choice, just like political ignorance is a choice. And at some point, until we've exhausted every single possibility, the enemy is not coming to be like, hey, these are the things you need to know. Hey, this is what you can do. Hey, you can buy that city council, right? So I'm trying to understand, when are we getting to how is Brandon Johnson walking around?
Brandon Johnson's loaded with security. Okay. This man I saw him at an event. Okay, the FBA is outside. That's what some people say, right? But we outside. I was at a town hall. Saw Brandon Johnson.
Wasn't that wild?
Huh?
Who was it that said we wasn't outside? Oh,
Deontay
the Cookie Monster guy with Deontay Cobb.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
I mean, a couple other people said it too, but yeah, he was one of them.
Again,
He ain't never seen us outside. Which he said, not that we ain't outside. He's never seen us outside. But the thing is that he got to be outside.
But I mean, we haven't seen him at the gym. That doesn't mean he doesn't go.
That's true.
Just because the absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence.
That's true. That's real talk. Brandon Johnson's not doing good. Brandon Johnson tried to have and this is what, because it's a political year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Election year.
Yeah.
This is what a lot of politicians are going to be trying to do. They're going to be having a bunch of staged town halls where they have, and it was a whole bunch of different nonprofit organizations, different church organizations, aldermen, and people who are in his camp already who filled up over half of the
available seats.
Capacity, right? And everything he said, and he was all like, yeah, and we got to do this because, X is run by Elon Musk. And he was like, yeah. They sent up there because X, Twitter, formerly, is ran by Elon Musk. And the second he says these like trigger words, the crowd gets to applauding and clapping and cheering and all of that stuff. And it was me, it was a couple other sisters, but shout out to Miss Jackson, because Miss Jackson was up there and she really made it comfortable. She was the first one to really criticize him. And then after that, you saw a whole bunch of other people there like, hey, you said you was going to call me back. Hey, you said you was going to do this. Hey, you said you was going to come to this meeting. So then it became a thing where everybody, all of the other speakers started calling him out because I guess she made it comfortable for them to do that. So that's one of the things that we need to do because he understands that his popularity number is low. His approval rating is low. He understands any chance of a re-election is over with. Well, that's super over with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So he's trying to save his he's trying to save his seat. He's trying to save his caucus. He's trying to save his council because we're getting all of them out. Okay. So he's trying to save the people who he knows are going to be loyalists to him. So he's trying to make it seem like Chicago approves of the job he's doing. And it's our job to make it known, not just to Chicago, but to the nation that Chicago, Black Chicago, does not approve.
Yeah. Yeah, that to me is absolutely insane. Like what drove me up a wall was when he took the COVID relief fund that was supposed to go to foundational Black Americans who have been paying taxes since they started working, and he was giving it to the illegals. And then one of those illegals was yelling and screaming at a foundational Black American woman and calling her lazy and to get a job when he literally got housing, food, shelter, absolutely everything, including his job training from Brandon Johnson's corruption. But Chicago corruption, when it comes to that mayor seat, is crazy work because it's Brandon Johnson, and before him, it was what was his name again? Igor. I'm sorry, Lori Lightfoot, and then before her, before Lori Lightfoot, who what? Oh yeah, that's right, because Rahm Emanuel left the Obama White House and came down to help ruin Chicago some more. It's amazing to me how these folks is just running around unchecked. And then you got those ladies from Chicago Flips Red that literally just go up there every time and take that pointy headed. Is he a tether?
I think so. I'm gonna be very honest with you. I think so, and
he looks a little tetherish.
Yes. Have you seen his haircut? I mean,
at that point, what is that? Here is the church. Here is the steeple.
I said, man,
we don't believe you. You need more people. Tax the tethers. Where do you go to get that cut?
You know how much he pays for it too?
No, how much?
He pays over $100,000.
What?
On his campaign, it was $100,000 for his haircut and makeup. Okay,
haircut and makeup,
and he looks like that.
I'm saying.
100,000.
I want to be his barber. You paying somebody to do that?
Oh, child, they scamming and whamming over there.
I can do that with some wall clippers from Walmart.
Because the thing is that Chicago, we know other people. Okay, if you're from here, we know you. There's a word on the street that he comes from a Haitian background.
I heard that too.
That came from the west side where he's from. It came from the west side. It's been circled around. It got to the south side. Then everybody's talking about it like, is he Haitian? Is he Haitian? We can't trace back because what they've been doing is they've been sanitizing their family lineage and their family tree to make it where we can't trace it back to prove if they are or not. But he's been asked several times, and he keeps saying, well, my family was a descendant of slaves. you know, and a descendant of slaves, you can still be Haitian.
Yeah.
You can be really any Caribbean
Real rap.
ethnicity,
Yeah.
to be honest. But he doesn't specify, you know, and he's very vague. People have asked him directly and he's deflected, which is odd. If I ask you, you're Haitian, right?
No.
Would you no, instantly.
Exactly.
You had a knee-jerk. No.
Exactly. Exactly.
No, because the thing I get all the time is,
the
well,
thing.
he look at his hair. He ain't black. Like he got edges. He ain't black. Like you do realize that black hair comes in all textures. And whatnot. Like my people's from South Carolina and Virginia, respectively. Like I can trace my lineage all the way back. Okay, you stop at hair. You, brothers, listen. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm glad y'all got into that though, because the midterms is coming up, so we about to get real out here in these political streets. It's about to get real, okay? I mean, it's already, low key. It's already kind of happening though, because both sides are kind of playing against each other already to sway the vote, in their favor. But recently, and it's crazy because we was just talking about like planted leaders and psyops and these calculated, orchestrated events that they're going to put on to sway people's opinions, things of that nature. So recently we had Don Lemon Ass. He got fired. Ever since he got fired, he just been out here going on side quests, apparently. He just had
find himself.
He's just trying to find something to do.
I mean, all this is about is Don Lemon needs some new bussy oil. That's exactly what's happening.
That's what it's giving. So Don Lemon went out to a church. It was some protesters there. The protesters, it was a Black Lives Matter lady, a leader there, should I say, but a lot of non-black protesters. Most of them were white.
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
They walked into this church because they said that the pastor of the church was an ICE agent, worked for ICE. Okay.
Right.
Now Don joins them.
Yes.
And it's like, from what he's saying, his justification of it is that he was just there for, boots on the ground journalism. He just wanted to get the story. But on the video footage, he's in there protesting and he's biased as hell with his questions. And he sound like he's straight up shaming the pastor. So it's very much given he with the group. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Now he's been arrested. He's been released, but they trying to charge him basically for
insurrection.
Essentially, so yeah, what do you think? Do you think that this is or should I say both of y'all, do y'all think that this is another play by the left too? Because although he's been fired, he's still around. Okay, so is this something to set him up for later on? Because not only did he get arrested, he also got an interview with Jimmy Kimmel. He got a standing ovation at the Grammys. Sure. They're trying to make it act like they're trying to give him this look as though he's like, he has all these stripes of activism. He's for the people. And now he's fought. Even AOC, it's a clip of him with AOC, and she's like, oh my God, I'm just so proud of you, Don, and your husband. I want to thank both of you for your bravery. And everybody wants that moment. And I'm so proud. If you getting compliments from AOC, you did something wrong. You should be looking around like, what the fuck am I doing around? So do you think that this is a setup for him to be used later on in the year?
Mr. Elite, would you like to take this first? Or would
the fact that, first off, it's very obvious. He knew what was going on.
Oh, yes.
He lied afterwards, be like, I was just there, just happenstance. I just walked across the building and, they had a protest. He knew he planned. He booked a flight, booked a hotel, all of that. He knew the scoop. He said in the video, he told himself multiple times, I'm in contact with these people. He knew what was going on. All right. And this is working for his favor. This is blowing up, whether he wanted to get, arrested or charged by the DOJ, or he wanted the story to blow up. He wanted himself to blow up. He knew that this was going to be the big scoop with Minneapolis and all of that, anti-ICE. And he's acting as if it's a violation of the First Amendment right, even though he violated people's First Amendment right.
Right.
Freedom of religion is somebody's First Amendment right that he also violated. And he's doing that. One of the things that I find the most dangerous about this is that you have the whole left is galvanizing free Don and all of that stuff. However, he's advocating for other Black people to get out there and do the same thing. And they're not going to advocate for their freedom. Okay. He's doing that because he has a safety net, as I said. Whether he got arrested or not, whether he got fined or charged or anything. Don, because of his connections, has a safety net. Him advocating for other foundational Black Americans to get out there, we don't have a safety net. We're going to be the sacrificial lamb for, as you said, everybody else's cause.
Else.
That's the most egregious parts.
Trending right now. Hashtag egregious. Go ahead. Yeah.
That's my stance on it. That's my stance on it. I want to hear what you have to say, because I have some more, but I want to hear what you have to say.
The first thing is, right, we tend to uplift in this country individuals who do not share our cultural frame of reference. Just because you're my color doesn't mean you're my kind. And Don Lemon is very well kept by his very, very rich white husband. And I hate to break this to people, but if he's a journalist, then we're all journalists by that standpoint. Because all of a sudden, because you guys couldn't hack it on mainstream cable news, you decided to come down over here to these YouTube streets and slum with those of us who create content. And I find it very ironic that now all of a sudden you want to start talking about how much of a journalist you are. Bro, you ain't been a journalist since CNN stopped cutting your checks. The other part of that is, when I saw the video of him talking about what they had told him they were going to do, which makes you a co-conspirator and an accessory. So, yeah, I feel like Don Lemon should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Also, last I checked, you can work for any government agency you want to in this country. Is that not that man's right? And also, is it not that man's right to go ahead and still preach the gospel if that's what he chooses to believe? So for me, I'm really tired, and this is the problem a lot of times. And I don't know if Don Lemon is a tether, but he does operate very tether-like. I mean, it's the same playbook. The only difference between him and Kamala is that Kamala's got ovaries. It's the same playbook. You got a white spouse.
Yeah.
You don't do anything for black people. Everything is self-serving and about what you want and how you're going to get on and what you're going to do. I've never heard Don Lemon once say anything that was beneficial to black people. If you got it, please run the footage to me. I always like to be educated. But Don Lemon has been riding off of his gayness, off of his fact that he sleeps with the enemy. And then by that same token, this man could not be taken seriously as a journalist, even if you put all of that stuff aside in the church, because he said the biggest problem that black people have are white men, while he sleeps and
amazing
does what he does with a white man. If y'all can make that make sense for me, I'll yield. But until then, Don Lemon can hold his own nuts. But apparently his white man's holding them for him.
Yeah, I think so. He guys might do that. Yeah.
Also, I want to add, going back to Nicki Minaj, when Nicki Minaj called him out for going into the church or whatever, right? And he was all like, oh, Nicki, you've been disrespectful to, and he said African-American deliberately because he understands that that word is kind of being less used now.
Right.
It's retired, really, essentially.
Right.
So he said it deliberately, but he's like, she's not even one of us. You're an immigrant. You're illegal, all of that stuff. So it's almost, he called her a tether. And I'm like, okay, that's interesting that now you want to use the grassroots verbiage and talking points when you're in a bind.
Yep.
Now that charges are being put on you. Now it's, Black American this and that. Now you're throwing up your fist, and this is something that happens a lot to them too. When they get in trouble, they start picking their hair out and throwing up their fist and talking about the revolution and my rights. This reminds me of the civil rights movement. That's kind of what he did. But the thing is that black people didn't bite.
Nope.
Foundation Black Americans said, dude, none of us was out there. And none of us approve of you being out there.
At all.
So we're not going to sit up there and be all like, free Don, which is what they wanted. They wanted a free Don Lemon movement to grow out, because the whole thing goes, Renee Good, sorry. Well, this couch is just too comfortable.
Yeah.
Okay. Alex Preddy, the couch is just too comfortable.
Man.
They wanted somebody that people knew, whether you like him or not, people knew. And for him to be targeted, arguably, and for people to be like, okay, well, hold on, this is a principle, this is about the First Amendment right, and for that to spark something, but it didn't.
It did not. It did not.
It didn't. And it's not only Don, okay, because it's bigger than just them trying to get us to come out and protest and get on the front lines in front of ICE. A lot of these people are the liberals, the white liberals are losing the plot for Black America. Well, we already know that they done lost the plot. Yeah. They agreed to. Malcolm told us about white liberals. But a lot of them are losing the plot for the non-white people that's following them. Like, I can understand some of the narratives, but when you really start to dive into them, they don't really make sense. Going back to Shabuzi, the whole immigrants built America. Now you got people out on the streets saying immigrants built America. America's a melting pot. We're we have rights to this country. You can't. What did Billie Eilish say? You can't be an immigrant on stolen land.
You can't be illegal on stolen land.
You can't be illegal. So the plot is getting lost now, because now it's like, well, what do y'all really have rights to? What are we arguing here? Because if you're saying that you're fighting for illegals and this fuck ICE and all this, what exactly are we fighting for? Do these illegals, are we saying that they have rights to this country just like Black Americans? Are we saying that they have equal claim as Black Americans? Because that's essentially the message that's being broadcasted when you run with the narrative that, oh, they have the right to be here. This is unfair. This is like slavery. This is like, so what's the balance?
Slave patrol, slave catchers, all
like the fake black bitches was doing that.
It's disrespectful. There is a woman in Texas named Peyton Jackson who's running for Congress, and she said, "No due process coming in, no due process going out. Get your tether ass up out my country." Period. Point blank. I don't care if that's not popular. I don't care if you hate me for it. I'm going to be just fine. I just really want you out of my country. And you don't have rights. You have the right to remain silent. You have the right. First of all, I feel like we're being very nice. I feel like we're not only giving you an opportunity to go home. Somebody said to Tom Homan, well, do you think it's right to separate families? Well, no, but we have a solution. They can all deport with them.
They can just go together.
We want to keep the family.
Keep them together. I agree.
Listen, it's people being paid to self-deport.
Exactly. Literally.
Go. And my whole thing is, if you're so good, like let's look at this from a scientific standpoint for a minute. Logically, right? If you're so good at building America, why can't you go and build what the president calls your shithole countries? Go take your tether energy, because we're going to we're going to put a tether tariff down.
Exactly.
And what we're going to do, go build your shithole country, because y'all keep talking like it's a problem, but you're here. But you keep talking about how good it was in your old country. Why aren't you there? And the truth of the matter is, especially when it comes to the tethers, respectfully, not limited to, but especially when it comes to the tethers, they love talking about how disciplined they are and how they're really good at getting good grades, and their parents are involved and they're so disciplined. Well, my whole thing is, if you're that disciplined, why can't you admit the fact that you are the best of the worst? Because the people who are coming over here, they are the best of the worst. Because if everybody could get out of the shitholes, they would get out of the shitholes. So they're sending their elite. So what we're seeing is not representative of what's happening over there. We're seeing the best of the slums come over here and start talking greasy because we've allowed them to go unchecked for so long about how great they are. And this wouldn't happen in my country. But you're not in your country. You're in my country. And as long as you're in my country, you're going to show some respect. Because finally, when it comes to Billie Eilish, have you seen the Billie Eilish illegal tether rescue? I sure haven't. So she can have several seats. It's always these millionaires with gated communities and armed guards talking about there can't be justice on stolen land. Well, what have you done to give the stolen land back, Billie Eilish? Listen, we will take your white guilt reparation money, since that's what you seem to be offering, because if it's stolen land, who was it stolen from? Have you read They Came Before Columbus? Have you read Before the Mayflower? Do you not know? Okay. Never mind. Just reading, not a thing. You can't even find clothes that fit. You listen, Kelly Rowland probably got that suit from you. Girl, sit down.
Afro, you was talking about. I want you to get into similarly civil rights, because they love to say, "Oh, well, our ancestors, they fought for civil rights, and now this is immigrants' claim to civil rights, and oh, this is just the moral high ground we have to stand on." Please elaborate.
First off, the fact that they're even comparing this and making this a similar thing, which is what they want to do to, like I said before, get us all involved. Yeah. Okay, to make it seem like this is a reoccurrence or reincarnation of the civil rights movement. And they know that the civil rights movement means a lot to foundational Black Americans. Yeah. So they want to pull that emotion by making it seem like this is some type of reincarnation of it, or it's some type of parody to it. And it's not. It's nothing similar whatsoever. Dr. King and all of them, Dr. King, Malcolm X, everybody who was involved in the civil rights movement from the 50s to the 60s to the ones even before, after 1865, was because we are actual Americans. Not only did we build it, but now we are legally Americans, undeniable by the government. Okay,
Correct.
you guys cannot deny us that any longer.
Right.
Okay, at this point in time. However, despite the fact that the Constitution is only a thing because we won the Civil War, Crispus Attucks was the first one who had to die in order for there to be, not Civil War, Revolutionary War,
yeah.
right? We were not being able to benefit from the Constitution essentially we made.
Right.
And this is what Dr. King was talking about. He was talking about the fact that you're saying separate but equal, but I'm looking on this side of town. It's not this side of town. There's no equal in this. Okay. All of the resources are going over here. All of the privileges are going over here. A lot of people talk and criticize, and there's room for it. Dr. King with integration shouldn't have done that.
Nope.
But the desegregation, I understand as far as, okay, we don't have funds for a hospital. They have funds for a hospital, but we can't go to their hospital. You know, so essentially the government needs to distribute the resources, quote unquote, equally the way they said they were going to do.
Certainly.
And this was what the fight was for citizens to be for citizens to be realized fully by the government. Okay. These people are not citizens. Okay.
Right.
So therefore they're not being, is not their rights are being ignored or hindered upon. They don't have any claim to it. Dr. King made it very clear we have a claim to these things. That's why he was talking about reparations towards the end of his life. Okay. Malcolm X was talking about we have a claim to these things. They're coming over here making the assumption they believe, honestly, because they have a colonizer mindset, that they will eventually have a claim to it, but they actually legally and morally do not have a claim to it.
Correct.
Some of these people barely speak English, talking about I have a right here. You came through with coyotes, okay? You came through, I'm going to be honest, you came through under a hood of a pickup truck. Talking about you have a right to. That's me, but it's true.
It's fact.
Okay? You're dropping off Anchor Baby so you don't have to, and then my family's here, okay?
Yeah.
And you did that on purpose. And you're disrespecting, the part that offends me is that you're disrespecting our struggles, the struggles that we are still fighting, okay? We're still continuing in another form, right? But you're disrespecting that by making a comparison to ICE taking you home to slave catchers, okay? Our humanity, not even civil rights, our humanity was being denied from us, okay? You're somewhere you're not supposed to be. That's a totally different thing.
Exactly.
And you're saying you being sent home, not executed, not bombs dropped on you like it has been on us, okay? Not lynched. You being sent home with money.
On a plane.
Yep.
Comfortably.
Yep.
Better than how you came in.
With the opportunity to come back.
Yeah.
They're not banning you. They're saying, hey, you know,
You just got to come back the right way.
The right way. And they're saying that's a violation of their rights. That's disrespect.
It's insane.
That's disrespect.
It's asinine. That's why I'm like, when you really start to look into what these people are saying, it's really crazy as hell. Like, y'all really sound insane trying to make it seem like these people have some sort of right to be here. This is not the same. It's damn sure. It's very offensive to Black Americans.
Yes.
And disrespectful to the plight of our ancestors and everything they've sacrificed and blood they shed on this land. For y'all to say that these niggas is going to do the same shit. This is crazy. But again, the disrespect is out of this world. It's not only just that narrative. You got people like Deontay Cal, Cookie Monster. That's what you referred to him earlier.
The fact that you called him Cookie Monster in and of itself is, wait for it, egregious.
Deontay Cal has officially jumped off the deep end. We already called it really on the last show.
Yeah.
Which is actually, this is perfect. It was divine. Honestly, this just so happened to happen right before we did this one. But he got up on the internet still hating on Tariq. Of course. That's just the usual. But he doubled down and was like, fuck FBAs and FBAs is ICE. We're ICE? Because we out here checking niggas' paperwork. Like, it's it's getting weird. It's getting hella anti-black now, okay? He sounded kind of similar to the dude, the Black Panther guy. Now, the Black Panther guy, the fake Black Panther guy, I don't know if you've seen him. Did you see him in the news?
I know Mr. Birdsong.
Exactly, Paul Bird, Small Paul. That was his nickname apparently. But
Small ball.
Small Paul. So Paul Birdsong, yes, the guy who was apparently the leader of the fake ass Black Panthers. He was out here talking about, F ICE, and we're fighting for we're fighting for all oppressed people, and these illegals, our brothers and sisters, and blah, blah, to the point where Huey P. Newton's grandniece had to come out and call his ass out. Like, I'm about to say your ass is cease and desist, because this ain't even what the Black Panthers is about. So when we start to see this, and even because Deontay Cow has made similar points as well about how Pan-Africanism, relating to Pan-Africanism, how that's a part of our culture, and how we need to be fighting for these people, because that's the moral high ground to take, and that as Black Americans, we always take the moral high ground. We the mamas and daddies, which we are. But then sometimes we go low. What do y'all think of them using and twisting, misconstruing the intentions of our ancestors and their movements to try to flip it, to use it in today's for today's issues, but not for Black Americans, for other groups?
Okay, so first things first. Paul Birdsong apparently lives in Philly. I've never seen this guy a day in my life. Nobody I know from Philly in any hood has ever seen this dude. And there's plenty of things that the Panthers could clean up, but they're not Panthers. Matter of fact, now they're called the Black Lion Crew. I call them the Paw Patrol.
The Paw Patrol.
They are literally a get-along gang of vagrants and miscreants that don't look like they could bust a grape in a fruit fight. The other part of that is you got to understand when somebody is giving you theater. And you have to appreciate it, because I, being son, brother, nephew of cops, also godson, nephew, and person that understood street pharmaceuticals, I will tell you that you can't just stand outside of Philly City Hall with semi-automatic weapons and be that color and nothing happen to you unless you're a plant. So I'll leave that there. When it comes to Mr. Deontay Kyle, I don't know this man. I have seen some of his shows, and some of the things that he says I absolutely agree with, but not this new stuff. And it's funny that the new stuff he started saying happened right after his Breakfast Club interview went live. I just
it's happened a little before that.
I'm talking about him shitting on FBAs. I didn't hear him shitting on FBAs.
He was before that. He was.
Oh damn! See, I didn't even know. But again, he's not on my radar. I tend not to watch things I don't, have an interest in. But
it's no coincidence he turned it up after that interview.
No, all I'm saying, he really went turn up Timmy on him. So I expect people who are paid to sow discord to do so. And by the way, when has Pan-Africanism ever worked for us? When? And if Pan-Africanism is such a great concept, I mean, of course, the Prince of Pork Pies the Prince of Pan-African, Pan Pizzas and Popeyes, Dr. Umar, when has this worked for us? In the 54 countries that make up Africa, when has Pan-Africanism worked for them? They got tribes that can't even get along, and they live right next door to each other. How does that work? When has the Pan-Africanism benefited foundational Black Americans, where that's our roots? When does that that right? Because it hasn't fucking happened. So y'all can miss me with all that bullshit, because until such time as we start getting on code, I don't want to hear it. And of course he's mad at Tariq. Notice nobody's like, how can I put this gently? He's not punching down.
Right.
He's punching up. Yeah. I have yet to see a Deontay Kyle movie. I have yet to see Deontay Kyle. I'm not saying that he doesn't have one. He probably does. I haven't seen it. Have you seen it? I haven't looked at his IMDb. I also have not seen any of his books. He might have some. I haven't gone to his Amazon to see. I have yet to see him put people in position. I have yet to see him help people, start organizing their tours. I have yet to see him put a rally up for Pan-Africanism, but I done been to 2 rally for reparations. Spoke at one. You spoke at one. I'm trying to figure out, Black Alpha spoke. I saw all of us. Reza Islam was in the building. I saw my good sister Vicky Dillard. I saw us, wait for it, outside. I have not. I have not seen him outside. I haven't seen him inside of a Planet Fitness either. However, I do think it's funny that everybody got so much to say about us, but you know what I am mad at? The fact that we continue to allow these people to talk like that. Let any of us say something out of pocket about Jewish Americans and what they are doing or aren't doing or how they should feel about the Holocaust, and watch how quickly the tide turns on us. Just like I told Frank Zanu, I'm like, yeah, you could talk real greasy about us. Say that about somebody Jewish. You won't. Watch how quickly you'll be talking about Jewish people have culture.
Yep.
It's a great culture.
That's a fact. Yeah.
That's it. But you want to know why? Because they will force you to bend the knee.
That's a fact.
Where is the foundational Black Alliance where we can just start checking these people like they got the Anti-Defamation League?
We need one. I agree with that.
I'm starting the foundational Black Alliance, and the first order of business is tax the tethers. I yield.
I'm with that. I'm 100% with that.
The whole thing with Pan-Africanism, right? And the people who still advocated for it, the people who still ling on to it like it's some type of religion that they refuse to convert from. My whole thing is, okay, so your standard of Pan-Africanism is it's okay to abuse foundational Black Americans. It's okay as long as the abuse is not reciprocal. As long as you guys don't punch back, it's okay.
Right.
Okay. Because we've been called akatas, we've been called lazy, we've been said, people say we don't have no culture. I mean, Kai Sanat's gone viral saying that we don't have no culture.
Yep.
Frank has gone viral saying that we don't have no culture. I mean, they say we don't have no culture. Or if we do have culture, it's drug dealing, it's baby mamas,
twerking,
murder, it's crime. We don't do it. We're not sophisticated, low IQ, all of that stuff. And you don't see Pan-Africanism saying anything. These are the same Pan-Africanists who, if we say something unfavorable, whether it's true or not true, most of the time it is true, about Africa beyond, like, y'all know y'all got tribal beasts. Here come Pan-Africanism. Oh, let's not start no diaspora war. Let's not start no diaspora war. But we can be told that we don't want to be seen at Juneteenth. I mean, at Carnival. They can sell us, hey, I don't want Black Americans at Carnival. Pan-Africanism, absent.
Yeah, not there.
Michael B. Jordan, Pan-Africanism, absent.
Yep.
When we try to step in their lane or do anything, whether we do it respectfully or not, Pan-Africanism, when they get to beating us up, talking about us, denigrating us, Pan-Africanism, absent. Okay? And this is what we're saying. Going back to the whole thing about what would Dr. King do? What would Malcolm X do? I think they would be on our side.
Pretty much.
I know they would be on our side.
Yeah.
I know they would understand, given the situation that we're in today, which is different from what they were in, given the knowledge that we have, which was different from what they had access to,
correct,
they would understand and be on our side. We're not switching from the side of justice, okay? No. We are not switching. We are making the adaptations that are necessary.
Absolutely. Full-heartedly on that.
I definitely think they would be on the side of delineation.
I mean, look at what they said. Look at what Malcolm said about the white liberal. Look at what Martin told Harry Belafonte. I may have integrated our people into a burning house.
Right.
He was cool until he started saying, I don't want that war in Vietnam. And when we come to D.C., we're coming to get our check. They said, no, you ain't.
Exactly. Yeah. That's real, though.
They hit him with that unaliver.
That's what I'm like. Honestly, if they were both alive, we might not even be in this predicament because they might have called on to what was going on. They might have geared us a different way, to be honest. But I definitely think they would be on the side of the delineation. Martin Luther King specifically, they used him a lot to disrespect foundational Black Americans, especially during Black History Month, but really all year round. Shabuzi, you know how Shabuzi, going back to the beginning when we talked about him and his speech saying that immigrants built America, she came out and responded to him, and basically was like,
his daughter, Bernice King.
Bernice King. I'm sorry, did I not say her name?
You said Dr. King.
Oh man.
I mean, Dr. Bernice is a doctor. Bernice is one of my 4 little girls is actually a doctor, Dr. Bernice King.
Shout out to Dr. Bernice King. So yeah, but the sister, she came out and was like, I'm confused. If you're talking about immigrants that built America, I would hope that you mean that you're including Black Americans when you say immigrants, but are you referring to us when you say immigrants?
Right.
Because we the only people that built this damn country.
That's a check.
So I love to see, like her, Huey P. Newton's grandniece.
Yeah.
I love to see when these people that their descendants have come out and speak truth to power, whether it's in defense of them or just to balance the narrative that's out right now. Yeah. What is the responsibility of some of these? Because some of them are some cool. Some of the people, the descendants is not, I'm just saying, they neutralized. How about that? We'll be nice about it. But some of them are on code. Okay, shout out to Bernice King. What is the responsibility of some of their descendants to continue their legacy or correct the narratives about their legacy?
They should. Most of them won't. Again, there's an old adage that says, strong men make good times, right? Good times make soft men. Soft men make hard times. Like, my kids do not have to go through the things that I went through coming up. I remember coming home and having to sit down on the stoop with my brother and take the crack vials that got stuck in the grooves of my Timberlands out before I stepped in the house. Like, my kid went to the house I grew up one time because she said me and my brother wanted her to suffer like we did. And I said, okay, cool. I said, come with me. And I showed her, I said, this is the house that we grew up in. I said, you see this neighborhood? She says, yeah. I said, if I leave right now, how long you think you'll last? She's like, no, don't leave me. I said, so whenever fix your mouth to say that I want you to suffer like me and my brother did. You have never suffered. You are soft. Anytime you go into that cabinet, there's peanut butter. Anytime you go into that fridge, it's orange juice. You have not suffered a day in your life. You've seen more countries than I have. Your passport has a lot more stamps than mine ever had.
That's a blessing.
You are not suffering. Everything you want, you get because I provide it. And that's the problem. I have made you soft. And then I sent her behind Howard, and she understood what suffering was. But that's what we need to do. But I don't expect these kids, a lot of these descendants, to be anything like their parents. Just because you come from something does not mean that you have that in you. I will give you an example that has nothing to do with politics. Has absolutely nothing to do with our movement. But let's just call it what it is. Have you seen Michael Jordan's kids play ball? They absolutely suck.
Oh, I think I heard that. Yeah.
Sorry.
I heard that.
How's Bronny doing?
Is he good? He not good?
No.
Oh,
No.
damn.
He's trash.
I thought he was going to be okay. I'm all like, come on, you already understand there's a lot of pressure.
LeBron
Damn.
was the product of a single mom. LeBron was trying to get out of Ohio. Where are they trying to get out of? Calabasas? Bruh. Nah, never soft. Drugstore cotton soft. Hey, come on. Bronny, not happening. What he should have done is he should have got his son a deal with Brawny Paper Towels and did a promotion and called them Brawnies. Because that's the only way he could have soaked up anything from LeBron, because it's just not working. It's
Absolutely
not.
agree.
Trash. I don't expect these kids to be who their parents were. They don't even have it. They don't even understand the struggle. What would they base it on?
Yeah, that's a fact. Now I heard something recently. Somebody played a old clip of Malcolm X in that video, and he said something that really resonated with me. He said memory is a form of resistance. Mm-hmm. And I was like, damn, that's deep, especially for delineation. You know, when we're talking about reclaiming our name and, doing our genealogy, who we are, and, things of that nature, that is something that is seriously prevalent right now. Mm-hmm. But with the active attempts of Black American erasure, because there's a lot of people out of watering down, not only from award shows with the Shabuzis or the Bad Bunnies, okay, but also, them trying to erase our history, them trying to misconstrue what our history was. Although there is a counter to that, because delineation is happening, a lot of us are learning about our history. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, there's also this back and forth that's came about within the last couple years as well. Mm-hmm. The American Indians, okay? We know that we got Native ancestry, okay? Certainly. I got Blackfoot Cherokee, okay? Mm-hmm. We know who we are. We're learning, if not. But it seems to be an undercurrent, but right under the delineation movement is kind of making it a little counterproductive because we keep getting caught up in the same arguments. So me and Afro do TikTok panels all the time, and we always getting people to come up there. Well, we can't identify as Black because we ain't Black, we copper, and we ain't, we really indigenous, and we can't say Native because we really indigenous, and we Aboriginal, but if you ain't Ab, because you got to take the Ab off, and we really original. Child, they just go crazy. It's a cyclical conversation. Yes, the little violin, that's what it's giving. I'm like, damn, okay.
Play so fine, don't you agree?
I'm so glad you said the ab thing. Aboriginal.
Oh, my God.
They will be all like, okay, do you know where the word A came from? A was originally a word, brother. Okay? And if we don't understand this is why we ain't going to get our land. You want money, the money is dying, the dollar is dying, brother. Okay? Okay, hold on. Somebody's asking for my Cash App. My Cash App is original man of the land.
So it was like, I get it, because we want to be truthful and honest about the predicament that we're in, and we want to be honest about who we are. I get that, but it's like, damn, at what point are we getting unproductive? At what point is it becoming like anti-black? Is this like pointless? We losing the plot? Because foundational Black American, the term, I love that term specifically because it encompasses all of that. It's not just the descendants of American slave, it's the American Indians as well. It's all of us. So all of us conglomerate for one group, all right? It's such a great, simple, title for us. Certainly. But some people, again, they just get caught up in, even we had a brother on the last stream talking about foundational. We shouldn't even be using that because of the etymology of founded, some bullshit like that. So there's always something.
You said, how can you find it if you were here? Okay. We are not foundational. The white man is foundational. It was going, bro.
Listen, I was watching one of y'all TikToks and I texted ZZ. I said, I don't know how y'all do this. Because, I don't think y'all understand. For me, it takes a lot for me to sit there and watch that and not just hop up and just start reading people like LeVar Burton on a Coke bench. I literally just want to and I'm not saying LeVar Burton does Coke, but if you've ever seen somebody go on a Coke bench, reading Rainbow, put it together. I'm not explaining bars to you anymore. So my thing with these folks is you can't satisfy them all.
Yeah.
And so I don't. I also am a big believer in what Jesus said. Jesus said, do not cast your pearls before swine. And a lot of times we are arguing against brick walls disguised as people who want to be Aboriginal and ADOS and this, that, and the third. And again, there's a reason that there's certain terms that I've always rejected. I've always rejected African American. I never liked the term African American, simply because Charlize Theron's an African American, Elon Musk is an African American, Zoran Mamdani is an African American. Don't none of them people look like me? Can none of them people share my comb? I'm good on that. Everybody want to come and then tack on some stuff and then have something to say about it. You're not going to please these knuckle-dragging mouth breathers who spent 5 years in county lockup reading a thesaurus like they're T.I., trying to sit up here and sound deep. They're so consciously minded that they're no practically good. So why would I waste my time talking to somebody I automatically know is an idiot? I don't. And again, what did good brother John Henrik Clark say? I only debate my peers. All others I teach. It's a time for them to start giving them an education. What they do with said education, that's on them. But my time is much better spent not dealing with people who just want to sit up here and say that on a 3.5% tip, the second letter of the English alphabet is B. Process that, my brother. No, I'm not here for that. Y'all can use all the big words you want. At the end of the day, big words, big bird, you're still playing the game.
Yeah.
And bruh, do you talk like that in your cubicle, homeboy? I ain't been in one since 2011, but I love that for you. Don't talk tough if the white man's signing your check. That's it. If you're signing the back of your check and then running every 1st and 15th to the bank, we're not peers. You are not active. You are a participant. Basically, a lot of the people who come on your TikTok panels, respectfully, because this ain't got nothing to do with you, it has everything to do with them, they're non-playable characters. They're just there for background noise. What have they built? What have they written? What monuments have they put through? What have they done other than sat up on TikTok? And when they're not on TikTok, they're on Clubhouse. And when they ain't on Clubhouse, they're on Instagram Live. When they ain't on there, they're on their YouTube channel with 3 subscribers, and 2 of them is their mama. Why are we entertaining them as if they're putting in the work that we're putting in? Yeah, no. Unless it's for content's sake, and we're here to embarrass them. Other than that, I can't see the logic in it. But that's just my sick sadistic mind at work. Please don't be like me. Be better.
Yeah, bro, you went back and forth with him. He be going back and forth with these.
He be going hard, but it be the looks for me.
He be like, my facial expressions, bro. I don't have a poker face at all. My facial expressions.
And when he starts to blinking like this, like. I'm like, oh shit, y'all done did it now. Afro about to kill you.
That's a sir. I give him at least one good sir.
Yeah, at least one sir up in there.
They keep going. Okay, well, hold on. Let me cut you off. Let me jump in. I give you a good sir before, or man, depends. Okay, but here's the thing. These people want to debate endlessly, incessantly, because they don't have a strategic plan. They don't have anything that they can accomplish. They say, you can't use black. We got to change and we got to be sovereign citizens. I've seen a lot of sovereign citizens beat up police.
Lord, hell yeah.
Okay.
Child.
You say, you can't pull me over. I'm a sovereign citizen. I'm not driving. I'm traveling. The police be all like, okay, well, hold on. Let me get this dog on you.
Right.
Okay. If I can't touch you, I'm going to get the dog to do it. I've seen that. And these things, notice that there's no solution. There's no legislation. There's no policy. There's no rallies. There's endless debates of hopeless men and some women. Okay. They're hopeless. They don't have any type of strategy or anything. And it's not like you were saying, it's not as if there isn't any merit to our indigenous roots in the country and in the lineage. There is. And this is why a lot of people kind of get lost with them, because there is realness to being indigenous, and there is realness to that, and people will get lost. Like, okay, well, you might be more informed than I am, or whatever, and then they get lost into this cycle of impractical debating and semantics about everything, because that's all they know how to do.
Right.
Okay. And I'm being logical, like, okay, yeah, we are indigenous, but we're foundational. So to be very honest with you, that's what really matters. Okay. Going back before we were foundational, or before the land was colonized, it's important for the sake of understanding the roots, okay, to know where we need to go, okay, because understanding you coming from the soil, the fight is going to be different. The cause is going to be different.
Facts.
But going back and being all like, okay, what was your name 600 years ago? Brother, that doesn't matter. Okay.
What is that?
It don't matter. It's not going to change anything
At all.
Going back to what our names was, or the food we ate, or religion, or the dances and the music is not going to change anything.
Right. Us eating bushmeat in 2026 is not going to change anything. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not going to tether myself just because you think that that's important. No.
This man is using a Starbucks Wi-Fi to argue on TikTok. He's in the bathroom yelling. I'm
so wild. It's just horrible. I can't stand it.
That's why Starbucks made it. You can't get a cup of water. Okay, you got to buy a cup of coffee.
Seriously?
To sit there and use the Wi-Fi, you gotta buy something.
Damn, for real.
Yeah, they Denzel leave with something.
Egregious. Like they had to buy a cup of water. Damn.
Listen, it happens.
But along with that, the American Indians, I do think there is a legitimate argument that some of these people are making. But I'll be real, I think some of these people are agents. I think some of this might be the CIA just fucking with us, because y'all know we finally starting to get on code with something, and now you just got to come in with the semantics.
Of course.
Like, what are we talking about? We know what we're... And at this point, the whole identifying as black thing, we are not about to convince the black people to not identify as black. I don't know why you...
Black is a color. Did you look in the dictionary and see all the times that black has been used in a negative connotation, my brother? I'm sorry, Brother Baines.
Brother. I'm alive.
I'm alive.
You alive too?
Listen,
they do be saying that shit too.
Listen, it's dead. Let me tell you something. You know what's dead? Your rhetoric. You know what's dead? Your bank account. You know what's dead? Your chances of having a girlfriend. Like, I'm sorry. Like, find something to do, because that's not going to work on me. You know what's not dead? My bank account. You know what's not dead? My businesses. You know what's not dead? My books. You know what's not dead? My tour. So... don't really care about your opinion, because you're not my audience. My audience reads.
No, that's real though. That's what I'm like. So I think some of this is, some orchestration from the white supremacists, the timing of this, because we've been talking about delineation. The FBA term has been when did Tariq coin it? 2020. It was like pandemic, during the pandemic. So we're going to like 5-6 years now. Okay, and these people are still coming with the same basic arguments, and it's like, again, black people are not about to stop identifying as black. It is what it is. I'm proud to be black, baby. We got we love being black so much. We got other people wanting to be black. Okay, Black History Month. So. Come on. All right.
28 days packed with power. Black power.
So now look, just to switch it up. Tonight or today is the Super Bowl. I don't know if y'all are fans. Y'all rooting for somebody from the Super Bowl? Anybody?
I'm an Eagles fan.
Oh, but you never even wanted a team playing, because the Eagles ain't in there. So you were wanted a team. No.
I'm rooting for the commercials.
You're not betting on anything?
No, I don't waste money.
I think the Patriots are going to win. I'm just going to call it. So
you saw the leak.
I didn't see the link.
Oh,
Honestly,
you saw the script?
I didn't see Patriots up there, and I know Patriots have won before. I feel like the last time was some conspiracy shit when they won. So it's just
The
the tenfold bottom
deflation?
telling me to go toward, towards Patriots.
Mhm.
Just a call because we guessed last year, not last year, but the last podcast for the election, we guessed who was going to win. We both guessed Trump. Who you think going to win? Patriots or who's the other one?
Seahawks.
Seahawks. Who going to win?
I don't know.
Oh, y'all bored.
I'll say the Patriots just because she's
Exactly. All right.
Okay.
So, at For the Culture, think Patriots are going to win. Your bet
if
is
they
on?
lose, I don't really believe it. I'm just saying it.
I'm a foundational Black American. I think it's important that you root for the Patriots. I've never seen. Have you seen a Seahawk? Are there Seahawks running around here? I've never seen a Seahawk.
But also because of that tenfold bonnet, Patriots, patriotism, Trump, America.
Did
make
y'all
America
hear about the
great.
All-American halftime show?
Oh, yeah. And see, that's what I'm about to get to. So, yeah, Bad Bunny is performing. And I don't think it's a coincidence that Bad Bunny is performing at this halftime show following Kendrick Lamar. You know, that very much on code performance he had last year that broke a lot of records. All right.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a coincidence that they turned around and literally gave it to a man who has an all Spanish album.
Yeah.
They also gave him Album of the Year.
Yeah.
But they're letting him perform, and it's all like his album is all Spanish. I'm trying to figure out what is his audience.
Because he's arguably one of the biggest stars in the world.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, he sells out arenas like he Michael Jackson in Bucharest. Like, dude.
But this is an American event.
You understand that.
So who the audience for?
No. See, let's talk about the business. High business bully here. See, let's talk about the business behind this whole Super Bowl thing. Number one, it's always been sponsored by Apple since the Jay-Z regime has come in,
that's
right?
true.
Apple is a global brand. They want to make sure they're getting as much bang for their buck as they possibly can. The other part of that is what they want to do is bury Kendrick Lamar's record, because I guarantee you, because he's such a global superstar, Bad Bunny is probably going to do between 3 and 5 times the numbers that Kendrick did. Not because his performance is better, it's just that more people are checking for his performance, even though we are not. The other part of that is that America is so dumb that they don't realize that Puerto Rico is a commonwealth. It's a colony. It's America. Having said that, though, Kid Rock and them are doing a separate halftime show called the All-American Halftime Show.
While it's going on? What do you mean?
Yeah, they're doing it on their website, on YouTube, on Rumble, all those places, because he's not speaking American.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
But you know what I love about that?
I'm weak.
We invented the halftime show. The Wayans invented the halftime show. Why have we not done more pro-black halftime shows ourselves?
Honestly,
it's a whole lot. Like, if it was me, if New Edition, Boyz II Men, and Tony Braxton are on tour, they need to have a halftime show. Like, I feel like we should be doing those types of things. But then again, y'all ain't ready to buck the system. Y'all are so afraid that maybe you're gonna ruin a chance to maybe perform at the Super Bowl. Y'all wasn't performing at the Super Bowl at the height of your careers. I don't think you ain't gonna do it on the slide down, but. To me, I'm like, let's make the money.
I think that's a great counter, though. We for sure should be doing that. What do you think, Evan?
I agree. I definitely agree. I mean, if they can do it, we can do it, and we can do it better than them.
Pretty much.
We're the originators of the halftime show, and we are historically the best entertainers, point blank, period. I mean, that's not an argument, that's not a debate or anything like that.
It's a fact.
It's not a coincidence. Everything lines up the way they want it to, that he wins Album of the Year right before the Super Bowl performance, and everybody's talking about him and things like that. And let's be honest, he does have I was even surprised when I found out, a huge audience right outside of America, Spanish-speaking audience, huge. I will.
Hell yeah, he does.
Americans, if you're not fluent in Spanish and know him, you're not gonna really be tuned into his music like that. So a lot of people who are at the Super Bowl are not going to really enjoy it that much, or whatever the case is. But I feel like this is a more political message being sent, because they've done things where they've had an artist and then they've had like a co-artist.
Right.
To where y'all can kind of do a 50-50 thing. So that way he's Spanish, but we have a little English just so we can, be fair to everybody. But they wanted it all Spanish because this is supposed to be really the anti-ICE thing. The anti-Donald Trump Super Bowl, which is going to be bigger because they wanted to overshadow Kendrick Lamar's thing, because Kendrick Lamar put us in the American flag, showing our roots in this country. Okay. And they wanted to be like, we need something, especially the next Super Bowl, we need that to be bigger. Okay. We need that to be bigger. And we need that to be of another ethnicity. Okay. Fighting for their civil rights. to be here.
It's a movement. Not only that, what kills me is right after the Wayans did that in Living Color halftime Super Bowl show, you know who they went and got the next year? They got Michael. That's it, because they want the biggest and the best. And then you don't see anybody doing any alternative halftime shows until now. But to me, this is why we lose. We lose because we don't believe we can bet on ourselves. And it's been proven time and time again, if we took care of us, we would not want for anything. But we don't want to do that. We want their adjacency. We want their agency. We want their respect, and we want their love more than we want our own self-sovereignty. But, I'm just a Negro in a turban. I don't know what the hell I know.
And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they went as far as to, because they usually do some sort of guest artist, or they usually bring somebody out. Kendrick brought out Serena Williams and BJ Mustard and is it somebody else?
SZA.
And SZA, right, for his performance. So I'm thinking that they're going to bring somebody out. I feel like J-Lo too old, and I don't really know no other Spanish artist for a Hispanic artist. So I feel like
Daddy Yankee said he ain't coming.
Oh, well, there you go.
And I thought Daddy Yankee would have pulled up. He was like, no, I'm going to let him have his moment.
They're good.
Okay, no gasolina. No gasolina en los Super Bowl. By Manning. Sorry.
But I don't put it past them to pair him up with some sort of African or Caribbean artists, like a Tyler or Burna Boy, Wizkid. Put him up with somebody like that, to not only push the Latinos, but now it's really like an immigrant coalition. It's a black and brown coalition with the black and the African. The Hispanic and African. Now they're going to have this whole message that, we are America and we must fight. We must fight for the, we must use our moral compass to fight for the best for our brothers and sisters. And so I don't see them putting a black American in the performance. If they do, it's going to be a big coon. I don't know.
Shabuzi.
Shabuzi is Nigerian American, so he don't count. I don't see them putting that FBA
well with Spanish.
I don't know. There's a lot of Hispanics in Tejas. Texas.
That's true. Well, they could use the Latino rapper. What's the dude who was saying the N-word? He got canceled.
OT, Mexican OT.
They could use him. I don't know. Maybe they throw him in there. But
do Mexicans and Puerto Ricans like each other now?
I don't know. Listen, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Right. I'm like, maybe they
getting on code.
They're going to get
even the Hispanics are on code. And some of you FBAs are just not getting the message. And then when y'all do dumb stuff, I got friends who reject the whole FBA thing, not from a lineage perspective, but from a name perspective. They're like, your people at it again. I'm like, is somebody that? Yeah, that kind of sucks. But I'm staying on code. They going rogue. I'm where I'm supposed to be. Nah, dog. It's just y'all got to do better.
We'll see. We'll see how the cookie crumbles tonight.
Watch what I say, and then tomorrow you're going to see so many people talking about how it was record breaking. It was groundbreaking. It was this and that. Oh, and did you see he wore a red dress?
Oh, he's dressed up as a woman multiple times.
Yeah,
that's also another layer to it.
And that's the thing. Like a lot of them be dressing like that. Like
they do.
John Leguizamo put on a dress. Who else put on a dress? What's the boxer? You know who I'm talking about? De La Hoya. De La Hoya put on a dress.
Oh, really?
He did.
Oh yeah. They like to put on dresses.
It's a ritual. That's what they got to do. I definitely think that's why they got him up. Also to push that, they might fuck around and have him in a dress or something.
You know who they could get? Get Lil Nas X. He like to wear weird stuff.
You know what? Man, he do country. He FBA. So he's the perfect misrepresentation to put up there. Honestly, that could work. You right about that.
That is a weapon of mass distraction.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're going to push, if they do, which to your theory, what they would push is the whole, do you see how black and brown comes together?
Exactly.
Color coming.
But it's African
out there protesting
to fight against the cause of injustice and unity.
Right.
I'm so glad. And of course, and here's the thing. We know Donald Trump is not going to like it. Donald Trump is going to voice he's not going to like it because he doesn't keep any opinions to himself at all, period. So he's going to voice it, and that's going to make people more motivated. Be like, yeah, we finally got him. We got him. He's mad. He doesn't like the Super Bowl. So they're going to try to push that agenda, and the bigger thing is to send a political conditioning message.
Exactly.
Okay, to the people. To say, this is what resistance looks like. This is what fighting against white supremacy looks like. Okay? Bad Bunny.
And that's right. They set it up for you. Fighting against us is us setting up, orchestrating how you fight against. So yeah, absolutely. I see that too. But yeah, I guess we'll just have to see how that unfolds tonight. We'll check that out. See how that goes.
Can't wait to watch it.
Yeah, me too. I'm also curious about that Michael movie, but just real quick, they got the brother who's that brother, I forgot. He be wearing dresses and shit though, playing Joe Jackson. You know what?
Oh, Coleman Domingo. Hey, girl.
Yeah, I'm like, why the fuck
Tether.
they got him playing Joe Jackson?
Because he's a tether.
He's a tether.
Coleman
I didn't know
Domingo.
that.
He's Hispanic.
Domingo.
He might show up at the halftime show. Coleman Domingo is Hispanic.
I didn't know he was a tether. Wow.
He's Hispanic and he's how you doing?
Gotcha. Yeah, he's very.
Hey, girl.
He's very.
Hey, Coleman. Hey, boo boo.
So we're gonna see how that goes. I'm excited for that too.
But I will tell you this: he will be nominated for an Oscar for that role. I guarantee you that. But yeah, because no, it's going to be interesting.
I hope it's good. We'll see.
Listen, I can't wait to watch the movie because I love Michael.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see them. I'm going to the theaters for that. It is.
Yeah.
We showing out.
It's amazing how much Michael can do now that he's dead. That he couldn't do.
He's still doing right. That's insane. Even more. That's a legacy. That's the epitome of what a damn legacy is.
It's the epitome of monetizing a foundational Black American's gifts, skills, and talents without having to deal with said foundational Black American and the way that he benefited. Because what happened right after he died? Oh, Sony got the rest of that catalog. Got that whole publishing company.
That's a fact. Well, we know how these people play. But I think this was a great conversation.
I enjoyed myself immensely. This is better than I thought it was going to be. I came in with a really high bar.
Nice. That's for the culture for you.
You know.
Culture for you.
Yes.
Dave Anderson, you got anything coming up you want people to know about?
I'm on tour. I'm out here promoting my book, The Real Black Agenda. You can get it everywhere where books are sold, but specifically at therealblackagenda.com. I am, I've got a couple things I can't say contractually, but you'll be seeing a lot of me. Oh, and make sure when Hidden Color 6 drops, y'all come out and support, because we'll need that.
Shout out to Hidden Color 6.
Yes,
where can they find you at? We're going to follow you.
Oh, follow me on all platforms at The Business Bully, except for X, where it's D-A as in Dave Anderson, Business Bully. Elon wouldn't give me the characters.
You know, he wouldn't give me Afro Elite either.
For real?
No.
Dead ass.
I have to be the Afro Elite. I'm like,
wow.
Yeah, I'm the Afro Elite.
Then who's the other one? It's
I'm like,
weird.
who's the other one? Yeah.
There is just an Afro Elite, no profile, nothing, you know.
They could have deleted that move. He playing with you.
I've emailed several times. I'm all like, it just goes so much
Let me
better.
have it. It would flow. You're messing with my digital feng shui right now.
Yeah,
I
come
understand.
on.
Give me my hand.
I said, this account is not active. Can we do it? They were like, nope.
Can't do a damn thing. Don't care.
Well, make sure y'all follow For the Culture. Please like, comment, subscribe. Y'all can follow me or at ZZ Rants on everything. X, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, ZZ Rants.
It's Afro Elite on YouTube. The Afro Elite on
on X.
On X. The Afro Elite.
Don't forget that
X. Afro Elite on Instagram, Afro Elite on TikTok. You see, it's Afro Elite on everything else. You know, that's the frustrating part about it.
Elon, get on your job.
I wouldn't be tripping. But the Afro Elite on X, that's it. Afro Elite everywhere else. Okay. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube.
And that's all we got, baby. We're going to see y'all on the next one. Peace.